Good afternoon, everybody. So this was the second part of what I was doing this morning. So this is one of the pumpkins I grew outside in the garden. It is a pie pumpkin, as you can see, because it's little. It's not a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. When I cook mine, I like to cook them whole. I don't like to scrape them up. I don't like to lose any of the moisture. And as you can see, when I cut it open, all that moisture came out of it. So it's not dry at all. It's very moist. It's very tender. The leaves, these are boiled. The seeds are boiled. So if I wanted to, I could dig through there once it's cooled and then just salt them and eat them. And I'll probably do that because I don't like it when my pumpkin seeds get super dry when I'm working on eating them, like as a snack. So here's your pumpkin skin. As you can see, there's still more I can scrape off of that. But I cook it until it starts to shrink. And because it's sealed and I haven't cut it open, all I do is wash the outside and then I put it in the oven. I leave the stem on it. As you can see, the stem was still here too. And then when I come in, I'm just gonna, you could just pull the skin off like that. See how it comes off? And all this, you can save all this meat, pumpkin meat. There was a pumpkin stew I made one time. It was like a Hispanic type of stew that had chunks of pumpkin in it. Oh my god, it was so good. I lost the recipe. I tried to create it again and again and I couldn't. So maybe I'll do another search to see that, because I've got like 7 or 8 more pie pumpkins out there and I don't want too much in the freezer. You don't can pumpkin because it's the thickness of it. Traditional canning has now my parents did all the time, and I know some people do, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. That's going to be a decision you have to make. I don't can pumpkin because it is too thick, and it's hard to get the inside heated up and hot enough to seal the jars and make sure that the jars seal properly, so you don't have to worry about getting sick. And it's very pH neutral, so bacteria will thrive in it. They'll just have a good old time. But I got like between 1/2 and 3/4, closer to 1/2 than 3/4. And this is how much pumpkin I already have in this container. I grew this organically. They were organic seeds. So this is organic pumpkin. So I'm probably going to get, I would say that's 2 cans maybe of pumpkin puree. So I'll probably get close to 4 cans, 4 16-ounce cans of pumpkin puree, which the seeds cost me like $3.40. You're never going to be able to buy organic pumpkin puree and get 4 cans for less than $4. You're just not. Plus all the pumpkin seeds. So you just need to be seeded and then roasted a little, just to a little bit of crispness. And then, because they're cooked. They're fully cooked now. You can eat right out of them. Oh, they're good. Nice and soft too. Alright, so I just wanted to make a short video of the pumpkin. Just that's what I did with them. So you get the pumpkin seeds, and then you get the pumpkin puree. And when they come out like this, soft, you could shell them if you wanted to. I'm not a big fan of the outer shell on the pumpkin, but these are nice seeds. They're all poofy, very full. Sometimes when you put them in the oven, they get kind of what's the word I'm looking for, almost dehydrated. I don't like that so much. I don't think that tastes good to be that dehydrated. And this is what I did too today, this morning. I got these ones that just came out. Now these are the Tatler lids. They're the reusable lids. I only got 6, but they're pickled beets. I was going to buy a jar of pickled beets in the grocery store the other day because I was craving them until I saw the price. And I decided that I would come home and can some. So I got the pickles from Farmer's Market in Pickford, and then I just made the pickling juice and followed the recipe. I did not have any stick cinnamon sticks, so I had to use ground cinnamon. So I had to look it up, and just in case you want to know, 1 stick cinnamon stick is equal to half of a teaspoon. So I had to use, so the color of the, see, you can see in there, it looks a little bit different. They have you strain it out. I think it's just for looks. I don't care if my juice has cinnamon flakes in it. I love cinnamon, so that doesn't make any difference to me. But there's a easy way. Just freeze them. If you have recipes where you need to use 2 cups, measure out 2 cups like this, put it in a container. You can even put them in freezer Ziploc bags. Squeeze all of the extra air out, seal it up, lay them flat, and you can stack them in your freezer. I've done that. Did that for years. And then come Thanksgiving, come Christmas, when you want a pumpkin pie, you just go in there, get the Ziploc baggie out, put it in the sink, let it defrost, or put it in a bowl in the fridge. I would never leave it loose in case, because this is pretty moist, as you can see. So you may want to think about this, because if our supply chain goes down and things aren't working well, as people have been hinting about, you're not going to have pumpkin pie. We're going to have pumpkin pie, or we're going to have pumpkin cheese bars, pumpkin cheesecake. We'll do something. But, yeah. And if you didn't grow them this year, run to the farmer's market and get a couple pumpkin pie pumpkins. They're not that expensive. I don't think people are charging a lot for them right now because nobody's realizing. I remember a few years ago you couldn't find canned pumpkin. There was a shortage. And it was so weird because I was driving in Washington through fields where the farmers had they'd bought all these, they have farmers markets out there, and they've got the hay rides and the haunted village and the come pick your pumpkin out of the pumpkin field, and it's cute and fine, but at the end of the year all they do is go through and plow up all the pumpkins that are left over and just leave them out to refertilize their fields. And many times I've driven by and I'm like, gee, cows would eat that, goats would eat that, all the hippos and stuff at the zoo would have eaten it. I mean, there's a ton of animals that will eat pumpkin. I mean, your pie pumpkins are a little bit sweeter than your other pumpkins, and they're supposed to produce more of the pumpkin meat than like a traditional jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. But a pumpkin's a pumpkin. I mean, you can make sweet potato pie instead of pumpkin pie. So I would just save your pumpkins and go get some nice little pumpkins at the produce market because they're still open. Have a good day, guys. Bye.